Auburn Blitz is now on the air. Your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and good Wednesday afternoon. Welcome into the latest edition of the Auburn Blitz. I am Andy Graham alongside Jeremy Jeffcoat. We'll be with you for the next hour, taking your comments, taking your phone calls, talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics. I hope everyone has a wonderful Thanksgiving tomorrow, enjoys all the family and food and football that goes on. It is Iron Bowl week, of course. We'll talk about that. Get the little Iron Bowl memories. We've been doing that all week. You can continue to give us a call or get in on the Facebook page and let us know your favorite Iron Bowl memories. We'll get some of JJ's today. Maybe I'll throw in another one there. You get your prediction in the Iron Bowl on Saturday in Tuscaloosa, Auburn and Alabama, 2:30 on CBS. We'll talk about this. Auburn had a basketball game last night or yesterday afternoon. They defeated Bradley, another impressive victory, 85-64. In that one, they'll play Northwestern tonight, 7:30 on CBS Sports Network. So the Cancun Challenge down there in Mexico. I would like to be down there.
Well, I'd go to Cancun anytime. You know, I'm having trouble because my brain hasn't made the flip yet to basketball.
Right.
I think I need about 4 more days. But my brain just hasn't flipped to where I'm paying close attention to any of it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, it's still yet early. I mean, you got to get through the regular season.
Yeah.
And then put that behind you before you really start paying attention. I'm not sure we're up on Facebook yet, Kane. If we are, you can check. Maybe I haven't got it yet just to make sure. But you can always join us on WOTM, WAXC TV on your Spectrum cable dial.
We are.
We are. Okay, wonderful. Dial us up on the Sportz Blitz Facebook page, that's Sports with a Z, and comment away, and we'll get to as many of those as we can throughout the show today. We are at that point again. Last week we did some college football playoff scenarios. We'll do that again because these things have a way of ironing themselves out. Tennessee was in a prime position last week, not so much this week, after a drubbing at the hands of South Carolina.
And not only that, but the quarterback tears the ACL.
And now Hendon Hooker's out. And now you wonder, okay, can you beat Vandy, who is coming off a big win over Florida? So,
I do think they can beat Vandy.
well, I know they can.
Yeah.
But, that's. Will they beat Vandy? That's another question, maybe.
I mean, I think Milton will do fine. If they want to beat Vandy, let's put it that way.
If their heads and hearts are in it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true for sure. So we'll take a look at that, bounce around, talk about anything you'd like to talk about. 256-234-6221 is our number here. Give us a call. Let us know what's on your mind. As I mentioned, Auburn defeated Bradley last night, 85-64. Coming into the game, Bradley, very good shooting team. They averaged about 7 threes a game. They had 8, but it was Auburn's offense. They continued to get a little bit better and better shooting the basketball. John Broome continues to be a force, 14 points, 9 boards last night in only 17 minutes. So Auburn shot the ball a lot better, 56%. They shot the ball better from 3, 47% from 3, made 8 of them. Continued to rebound the ball pretty well. So just another good night for Auburn. And against, again, Bradley, they were 3-1 coming in. They're not, a phenomenal team, but they are a very good, solid team. As I mentioned yesterday, 6 guys average double figures in scoring for them. So very balanced. One of those teams that's hard to kind of, come in and say, okay, we're going to shut this guy down and we're going to be okay. This game you can't do that with.
Yeah. Points in the paint, 20-point edge and points in the paint.
What is it, the 3 you said you looked at?
Well, the 3 I like to look at are field goal percentage, where Auburn had a, 14-point 14% advantage, field goal percentage. Rebounds, where Auburn had a seven rebound edge. And turnovers, where Auburn turned the ball over a little more than they'd like. 14's more than they want to, but it's still less than the other team who had 15. So
Right.
You win those three, and typically you win games.
That's exactly. So 41 points off the bench, too. That's always nice when you and that's what we've talked about so often. Auburn very deep this year. So, that's something they're going to have to rely on. That's something they're going to have to take advantage of, and hopefully they will throughout the season. But when you can get 41 points off your bench, you got a pretty good bench. So, all right, Auburn's got Northwestern, as I mentioned, later on tonight. That one at 7:30. Northwestern, a very solid team. They're not great, but they are a good team. So that kind of seems like the theme of the out-of-conference schedule this year for Bruce Pearl. Going to play a lot of teams. They are going to play Memphis over in Atlanta. That'll be a tough game. They got USC on the road out in California. And then while they're out there, they'll play Washington in Washington. So those two kind of wrap up the out-of-conference schedule, and then they'll move into it. I believe they open with Florida at home maybe in the SEC schedule, so looking forward to that. It is Iron Bowl week, JJ. This is a fun time. It's always a fun time. Any Iron Bowl memories just jump off the page?
The number one for me will always be 1985.
Okay.
I was 13,
Yep.
14, and we were watching the game at the house, me and a friend of mine who were both Alabama fans. My stepfather was a hardcore API graduate, right?
Uh-huh.
Went to Auburn right out of World War II. And as you'll recall, the last-minute drive with Shula and did he get out of bounds? And then the Van
Yeah, of course
Tiffen,
he did not get out of bounds.
the Van Tiffen field. Well, referee said different. Van Tiffen's 52-yard kick, and I just remember my stepfather, he had this big roll-top desk he always sat at to watch games, and he had a footstool.
He sat at a roll-top desk.
Oh, yeah, big roll-top desk.
Really?
And so we're watching the game, and he's just, as soon as the ball leaves Van Tiffen's foot, he's kicking that footstool, just kicking it. And as soon as it went through, he let me and my friend know in rather unfriendly terms that, if anyone was going to say roll tide, they need to do it at somebody else's house.
Yeah.
So that 85 game, it's still one of the greatest football games I've ever seen. I think the lead changed hands 4 times in the fourth quarter, 8 times in the game. And it was just a great, you had Gene Jelks and you had Bo Jackson and, and that whole thing back and forth. And 89, first game in Jordan-Hare because it was so historic and it was such a big deal in the state of Alabama, right? The first time it was played in Jordan-Hare. That's that's a big one. The 92 game for me stands out. I was at that game. It was the first Alabama championship season post-Bryant, right? So
17 nothing. What are the women?
Well, 17. It wasn't a great ball game.
If they were still continuously playing that game, I don't think Auburn.
It was 0-0 at halftime.
Yeah.
And Antonio Langham tipped the ball up and took one back in the third quarter to kind of break the ice on that. But how many
Iron Bowls have you been to in your life?
Probably not that many because it's always Thanksgiving weekend and we're always doing family stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, but 5, 6.
Yeah. That 89 one, that's one of the great legacies of Pat Dye to be able to get that game on campus at Auburn. I think it's so much. I really do. I mean, Birmingham had its day, and there was something, nostalgic about that. I look back on it, and I think there were some good points.
Sure.
As far as a quote unquote neutral, it was never a neutral site. I mean, Alabama played half their home games there.
Right.
But I mean, you could say half the crowd was Auburn. Okay, if you want to do that, and there's something, there's something I kind of miss about one of those games, like the Florida-Georgia game, where you get half the crowd is Auburn, half the crowd is Alabama. That's always
I get it,
cool.
but to me, college football is always better played on campus.
I agree 100%.
It's just better played on campus.
I don't know why it took as long as it did. Well, I know why it took as long as it did.
I was going to say, you don't know why, but yeah.
Pat Dye, be able to get it on campus, that was one of his great legacies. And I was at that 89 game. it's just the atmosphere. I don't think will ever be matched.
I have a dear friend who played at Alabama in the late '60s, who was the best man at my wedding, and so he's an A club guy, right? He's that guy, and he told me in the '89 game, because he was there. They had an A club function or something, he said, and he knew. He said, he goes, I just knew. He goes, not because, he goes, I think there may have been some teams, maybe a good, tough Gene Stallings team might have had a chance. Maybe a good, tough Bryant team might have had a chance. But Bill Curry had no chance. Bill Curry was scared to death when he walked out of the tunnel. And it was just that's Bill Curry was not a strong personality. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But I don't know that any Alabama team, outside of having a bad Auburn team to play against, was going to win that game. First one in Jordan-Hare.
Yeah, there was a big difference in the way I think, Bill Curry he was passing out like, CDs for the players to listen to One Shining Moment or something.
Yeah.
And Pat and I was in there feeding raw meat to the, to the defensive line in cages. So, I mean, it was a little bit different setup.
And,
looking back on it.
And then look, that '89 Alabama team was a really good team. And Gary Hollingsworth
number 2 in the country.
Had an unbelievable year. And then they took Miami to the wire in the Sugar Bowl after that. But and then they had, in my opinion, one of the great offensive minds in the history of college football. They had Homer Smith was the offensive coordinator there. And if you haven't looked at his history, go all the way back to when he was coaching at Army in the early '70s. But I mean, that guy, he's in that Don Coryell, Bill Walsh lineage of West Coast offense guys. But, so there were a lot of great storylines to that game.
Yeah.
And I had a personal friend of mine that I went to high school with who recovered the onside kick at the end of that game.
Really?
Yeah, Frank McIntosh recovered onside kick.
I remember Frank back here.
Frank was a backup quarterback there. Played high school with him, and so yeah, there were a lot of memories around that game.
It was a momentous game, regardless of the score outcome of the game and the score is so much more for sure. But yeah, anyway, got some more comments. We'll get to some of these. Cousin Eddie, new Auburn coach. Fresh off the interview, fresh off of the interweb news. Okay, Cousin Eddie. I think we're talking about Dan Mullen. No, I don't think so.
Ooh.
I don't think so.
No.
If that's the case, there'll be a lot of upset.
Remember when I told you that I got a gut feeling there could be a surprise coming?
Yeah.
It's not that one. That wasn't the kind of surprise I was thinking.
All right. John says 33-19 Alabama overall. That's probably fair too. Got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. More to come right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA Weekly Show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 Preview Show, and Reclassification Reveal Show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Finding a job might be tough, but starting your new career has never been easier. Wellborn Cabinet in Ashland has a wide array of career opportunities with benefits. General labor production, skilled cabinet builders, product assembly line, shipping, over-the-road truck drivers, clerical, marketing, security, daycare, office clerks, and so much more. Apply in person, 38669 Highway 77 South in Ashland, or online at wellborn.com. Building cabinets, building careers, and building our community.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey, it's Brett Pritchard, and I'm here to tell you all about Sims Foods, who you know better as Wickles Pickles. Wickles Pickles, that 90-year-old recipe, wickedly delicious. Relish, okra, and pickles. From Saturday sandwiches, tailgate snacks, to holiday dinners with your family and friends. From their family to yours. Wickles Pickles, those wickedly delicious pickles.
Wickles Pickles, wickedly delicious pickles.
Concrete Basement and Walls LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls LLC.
No monthly payments until springtime at Glenn Smith in Opelika. How about a brand new Chevrolet Buick or GMC with no payments till springtime? New Chevy Equinox as low as $359 a month. New Buick Enclaves up to $4,000 off. New GMC Terrains up to $5,000 off.
We have over 200 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way at Glenn Smith in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and JJ here with you. About 45 more minutes left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today. We are brought to you each and every day by Russell Do-It Center. They got 10 locations around central Alabama for all your building supply, home decor, tools, whatever it might be. Go and check out Russell Do-It Center today. You'll be glad that you did. A few more comments I'll get to, and then we'll move on. Let's see. Ty says Lane train is coming or not to Auburn. Is the Lane train coming? We were discussing that before the show. Look, all signs, I think, from everybody point to Lane Kiffin being the next head coach at Auburn. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to happen. But I do think I can say with 100% assurity that negotiations have been taking place, and both sides are interested, and may be very interested, and there may already be a deal in place, but at least with his agent. But you know, it could fall apart at the 11th hour. Those things happen all the time. But if Lane was not interested in the job, or if he was not at least seriously considering the job, he would have there was an easy way to get rid of this.
Sign the offer from Ole Miss.
Yeah, just say absolutely. I love it here. Ole Miss has offered me $9.5 million. Absolutely, I'm signing it. No problem. I will not be the head coach at Auburn. Now, he could still end up at Auburn if he said that, but at least that would take all the rumor and innuendo out of Oxford.
Well, and look, coaching searches rarely go down clean, right? Rarely. This one just seems so clean, so easy. It's like, but you know that Auburn's talking to other people. I mean, if John Cohen's not talking to other people, he's not doing his job, right? I'm sure that there's been, like you said, discussions between Jimmy Sexton and Auburn about what Lane needs, wants, has got to have to make the move. They're either in the wheelhouse or they're not, but we don't really know. And so it seems to me, because I think coaching searches rarely go as originally planned, it just seems to me that, I told you before the show, I've just got a gut feeling there's going to be a twist somewhere. And I don't know what that twist is, right? And there may not be. I mean, Egg Bowl happens tomorrow. Iron Bowl happens Saturday. I mean, who knows? I mean, Lane could be announced as the Auburn coach Friday. I would hate that for Cadillac. I think that'd be unfair to him. I think they should wait till Sunday. But either way, whatever happens, I think Friday you're going to start hearing the real chatter. And you're either gonna start hearing that there's deal is imminent, announcement's imminent, or there's a hang-up.
Two things are different about this than has ever been as far as an Auburn coaching search that I can ever remember. Number one is Auburn is far and away the best job available in this cycle.
Oh, no question.
I mean, now Nebraska 20 years ago would have been right there.
Yeah.
But now, not so much. I mean, there's not even remotely close. I mean, you got Nebraska, you got Arizona State, you got South Florida, Colorado. I mean, you got something. Now, again, Colorado 25 years ago would have been maybe a big-time job. But here's
my question. Is there a shoe to drop that we don't know about? Are there a couple of oil millionaires that are going to make a move on Jimbo?
Right.
And is the move on Jimbo, you're hiring an offensive coordinator and you're going to let them, work or not?
I think that would have already been done if they were going to do it. I mean, after the stadium cleared out, there was like 12
sad.
People there.
That was pathetic.
To watch the second half of that UMass game.
And here's my question. If A&M, let's say you're A&M, right? You go, okay. Yeah, people are going to laugh at us. We're going to take a lot of heat over paying an $80 million buyout, right? But we want Lane, and we're going to pay Lane $12 million a year, and we're going to fire Jimbo, and we're just going to, people can make fun of us all they want to. Does that change the calculus anywhere, or is it a foregone conclusion that Jimbo's back? I don't think they're going to fire the guy and pay him $80 million.
Surely not.
You wouldn't think, but this is college football.
Yeah, this is 2022. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
It seems.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing about the coaching search. Number one is that Auburn is far and away clearly the best job available. And they are the preeminent program in this cycle looking for the coach. Number two is it has been deathly quiet.
Deathly quiet. That's the thing. It feels too clean.
Nothing coming from Auburn.
Yeah.
I mean, no leaks, no nothing, nobody saying a word. Number one, you got no search committee. That helps because you're just letting the president and the AD do their job. But that tells me that all these leaks are coming from Oxford. Somebody's trying to put pressure on Kiffin to either cut bait or
Cooper get off the pot.
Yeah, there you go.
Now here's the other thing though, because it's easily the best job available in the cycle. Is there a coach we don't know about who's contacted Auburn that has changed the scenarios? Because I'm convinced, and I don't know how the deal went down, I don't think LSU went after Notre Dame's coach. I think Brian Kelly told his people, I want that LSU job. And so they went out and they got it for him. So is there somebody we don't know about, successful head coach, championship level program somewhere, who's looking for a somewhere else to be, who just wants a, shot at a top 5 or 6 SEC job, right?
Who?
Now I don't know who that would be.
I've heard like a Luke Fickell's name is
Luke Fickell.
That guy. He made the playoff. He's done a great job. That would be kind of out of the blue. Nobody would be thinking about it.
But didn't Cohen and Auburn's kind of let it be known there was somebody with an SEC background, right? Luke Fickell wouldn't fit that.
Dabo Swinney's name got brought up last week. which is bizarre. But you want to talk about a splash high?
Oh.
That would be a splash. Now, to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure I'd be over the moon over that, but that's a different story.
But it would be interesting.
It would be interesting, and it would be a splash. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Growing your business isn't just one thing. It's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Frontline Outfitters provides all your aftermarket parts for your cars, trucks, and as well as your professional tinting solutions for auto, residential, and commercial buildings. Frontline Outfitters also handles vinyl wraps, spray-in bed liners, truck accessories, LED lighting, paint correction and detailing, and much more. Make sure Frontline Outfitters of Alexander City is your first call for tinting and aftermarket solutions. Call us today, 256-409-8100.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
Russell Building Supply and Home Center is just around the corner in a brand new convenient location with a wide selection of grills, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. The new store offers more home improvement items along with other helpful conveniences like a drive-through lumber yard and our Best Rewards program, making it an ideal destination for do-it-yourselfers and professional contractors. Get ready for game day on the plains by stocking up on all your Auburn tailgating gear at Russell Building Supply and Home Center.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and JJ here with you. About 30 more minutes left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there spending your lunch hour with us today. We are brought to you each and every day by Big Fish Real Estate. For all your real estate needs here in the Lake Martin area as well as down there on the coast, give them a call today, 551-BIG-FISH, or look them up, bigfishlakemartin.com. Mike says 17-16 Auburn. Going old school, going 1972.
Oh, wow, the Bama punt game.
Yeah. That would be a great. I could dig that.
I was one, so I don't really have a memory of that game.
I was not born, so I don't. But we've talked about that. A lot of people love that game. Oh, the old timers. I mean, obviously, it's a phenomenal game if you're an Auburn fan. Ty says I will take Cadillac as coach before Dan Mullen. I agree with you 100%.
I would agree with you on that as well.
Mike says if it rains, will it help Auburn? I think it would actually, because I mean, anytime you get inclement weather, you always, the game gets a little tighter. You have probably more apt to have turnovers. Running the ball is, you're going to lean on your running game and your run defense so much more. So I think it would, bring the game a little bit closer. That way, who knows? Maybe a field goal does win the Iron Bowl.
In the rain.
In the rain.
There's another way to look at that too, which. A lot of coaches will tell you the receiver knows where he's going, the defensive back doesn't. So on a slippery surface, maybe advantage offense.
Yeah, that's true.
But, I don't know. I mean, as far as, look, this game's pretty simple. If Alabama ever has less than 7 people in the box, they're out of their mind.
Yeah.
You load up on the run, 7-8 in the box every play, and, make the quarterback beat you.
And that's going to be really difficult for, I'm afraid, for Robbie Ashford to be able to do that. Jamie says, I'll take Auburn in the points, but what do I know? War Eagle, yes, the 85 game was a killer. I never have forgiven Van Tiffin for that. If I see him today, I'd punch him in the face. John Dent, no more Hugh Freeze. I think he's the backup.
I think Hugh Freeze and look, I told Luke and I were talking last night. I was still here when they were getting ready to start the show. And I told him it's kind of one of those situations where I would not be shocked if we don't hear anything Friday and we don't hear anything Saturday. Press conference called Sunday or first thing Monday morning, and I'd like to introduce Hugh Freeze, the new head coach. It wouldn't surprise me a bit, to which, of course, like you said, they'll say, well, we never considered Lane Kiffin. But, if I think if the Kiffin deal falls apart, I think Luke said it on Sportz Blitz last night. Hugh Freeze has connections in Auburn, got a place on the lake.
I think he'd walk through broken glass.
I think the way Luke put it was he'd walk backwards to Auburn.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably right.
And it won't cost Auburn $12 million.
No.
So Jim says Jimmy Sexton represents about every good major college coach in the country. So Jimmy could be negotiating for multiple coaches at one time with Auburn.
No question.
That is true as well. Mike says, I heard Nick is coming to Auburn. Nick could. Yeah. He's going to be there in a year from now playing the Iron Bowl. Ty says, I predict prime time will be South Florida head coach. How about South Florida for Dick?
Great fit. And I think if he does well at South Florida, then you can look at his next move probably being Florida State, Miami.
How about the Florida Gators?
Oof. I still think Billy Napier's got a shot to be a good one in Florida.
He does. Everybody takes a bad loss.
It's going to take, I think, that third year before you know on Napier. Because honestly, I think Dan Mullen left the program in that bad a shape. But,
Florida State has gotten better, and they've gotten better every year. And he's, Mike Norvell's done a fairly decent job this year for sure. And so they might not be looking for a coach for a while. You never know. Jim says Auburn wins Saturday 2017. You ain't an Auburn fan if you don't pick them over Alabama. Come on, guys. Jim, I appreciate Jim's passion. Let's go to the phone line and see if we can pick this call up. Hey, caller, you're on the Auburn Blitz.
Yes, this is Bobby Robinson from Mallett City, Alabama. I believe Cadillac Williams was going to sneak one in over on Auburn, Alabama this year.
You think Cadillac's going to take them down there and pull off a victory?
I do believe so, brother. I do believe so.
Well, I believe that would be a wonderful turn of events. He has He has done a phenomenal job for sure.
All right, brother. Y'all have a blessed and happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well, and Iron Bowl as well. But
yeah, look, whoever the new head coach is at Auburn, and every coach should be allowed to hire their own staff.
Yep.
But I think at this point, if you don't look at the core of Cadillac and the guys around him, as keeping them, I think you're making a mistake because you've seen how hard the kids have played for him. You're going to need that in a transition year. You're going to need that bond there to keep some guys there who might otherwise leave, if nothing else.
Yeah, and every head coach, every head coach has got, a probably at least 2 or 3 guys that they are just, these are my guys.
Yeah.
That I'm gonna build out a staff, but at any given year, every coach is probably about to make some changes anyway.
Sure.
On his staff, so there are going to be 3 or 4 openings, at least that coach comes in, and there are some guys on this Auburn staff that, quite frankly, some that are not going to be retained, but there are a core of 2 or 3 that you have to look at, and if he doesn't keep Cadillac, he's already infuriated the fan base. And he's already proven to say, I'm not real. I don't get it if you don't retain Cadillac.
Right.
So I mean, boy, I think that's got to be a given.
Hey, look, it's one of those things that every coaching change is different, right? Saban takes over for Shula at Alabama, absolutely cleaned house, and it needed to be done, had to be done, right? There's a lot of house cleaning to be done at Auburn, I think, but not all of it. Not all as bad as we've learned over the last 3 weeks. So it's a different situation, right? You really need, what you need is for this program's been divided since, 2017, 2018, somewhere in there. Last 3-4 years, it's just been a divided fan base. You need something's going to bring people back into the fold with some positive vibes and, all that.
Hopefully so.
And it does matter. I mean, I know ultimately performance on the field is the end-all, be-all, but the positive vibes do matter.
Up against another break. Don't go anywhere. More to come right after this.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
Country Clipper zero-turn mowers are designed for comfort, accessibility, and ease of use. Only Country Clipper offers your choice of steering options with industry-exclusive joystick steering or twin lever steering. Their patented stand-up deck, standard on every model, allows for quick access to the underside of the deck for routine maintenance. With a wide front step and optional handrail, getting on or off your mower has never been easier. Stop by Fun Carts of Opelika today for a test drive. Country Clipper mowers, designed for you. Fun Carts of Opelika, located at 618 Lee Road, 113 in Opelika, Alabama.
Hey, this is Doug Roberts, long-term resident of Alexander City.
I sold my house with Century 21 Lake Area Realty because all my life I had heard that to sell a house, you need 3 things: location, location, location. I found out there's actually 4. You need location, 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 and Rhonda Gaskins at Century 21 Lake Area Realty to sell your house fast.
Call me today and let me go to work for you. 256-749-3644.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Brubaker Motors in Montgomery is the largest and fastest growing used car dealership in the River region. You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker. It's better at Brubaker.com.
Brubaker, Brubaker, Brubaker.
You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker.
BREWBAKER. BREWBAKER.com.
It's better at Brubaker.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and JJ here with you. Just a couple more segments left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. We're brought to you each and every day by Mortgage Pro. The Eric McKinley team, they are saving people thousands of dollars each and every year on their home mortgage. Give them a call today, 256-397-0248.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
I want to run a scenario by you.
Okay.
Because we talked about this. Obviously, Jimmy Sexton represents a whole lot of coaches. As somebody said earlier, he could be negotiating with Auburn on multiple coaches, as far as we know. You also have the what I'll term the LSU situation, where I'm convinced that Brian Kelly contacted LSU, not the other way around.
Right.
And I don't think LSU expected to hear from Brian Kelly, right? And I think when they did, they went, okay, Yeah. So, let's say that you're Auburn and you're 99% sure that you've either got Lane Kiffin, or if you don't get Lane, you've got Hugh Freeze. You're 90. That's your plan, and you're rolling with that into this weekend or into this week. And then you start to hear from some representatives of other coaches. I'll throw some names out there. You tell me if this name changes your game plan. Okay.
Okay.
Mario Cristobal.
I'd have to at least consider it, but in this day and age of offensive football, I think I would stick with Kiffin for sure.
Dan Lanning.
Too young. I mean, promising, but I don't think he changes I don't think he pushes the needle for if you've got Lane tied up. No.
Dave Aranda.
No.
Cliff Kingsbury.
Not even close. Not even taking the call.
Luke Fickell.
Yeah, I'm maybe putting the press conference on hold for a day and doing an interview.
Let's go with the most divisive one, Urban Meyer.
Ooh. I don't want him as a fan, but if I'm trying to do what's best for Auburn, and that you have a guy that's won multiple national championships that's interested in the job, I think you got to pump the brakes a little bit to at least consider it. Now, he's a horrible human being, and he's going to leave. You know that he's going to leave the program in shambles when he leaves, but you're probably going to have a title. So
Dabo Swinney.
I don't want him, but it would be a great hire for Auburn.
Okay. I'm curious, like if you're John Cohen and you've got a plan, right?
Yeah.
Your plan is subject to change if you hear from certain people, right?
I would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good call. Let's see. Nathan says if Cadillac pulls off the win Saturday, do you think it could build a better case to give him a shot at the head coaching job?
I don't.
I think for the fans, there are some that already want him. That would just bolster. I think he moves up from, let's say, 5th to 3rd if he wins Saturday. Yeah. But I don't think he jumps ahead of a Lane Kiffin or a Hugh Freeze or somebody like that. John Dent says Nick is going to extend an offer to Cadillac, before the game to be Alabama's running back coach. That's pretty. Now that's exactly something he would do too.
Hasn't been the same since Burton Burns left, so maybe that's the answer.
Wes says, if it is Lane, would you rather Friday after the Egg Bowl and get all the national exposure during the Iron Bowl, or Sunday after the Iron Bowl so it won't be a distraction? I don't know as it would be that big of a distraction of the game. I think it would be. I'm not sure you could sit on it if you signed a deal after and it goes into effect immediately following the Egg Bowl. I think sometime Friday, like I said, if the news breaks at 11, the game's at 2:30. It's going to break whether Auburn wants it to or not. So it's out of their hands a little bit.
If I were Auburn, this is just me, right? And this is and it's just a personal opinion. I don't know that I can back it up with a set of pros and cons. But for me, if I were Auburn, I would want to make the announcement after the game, either Saturday night or Sunday, for the simple reason that I think that's most fair to Cadillac. Cadillac has stepped up and done something that we didn't know could be done. And I think he deserves a chance to coach the team one more time clean without that being announced, right? And just let no distractions, let the team go out and do whatever they can do, right? They might get beat 34-6, I don't know. But let the team go out and do what they can do with Cadillac. Make the announcement Sunday.
Yeah. I think that would be ideal. But as you say, I mean, these things rather fair ain't really a thing in college football. Turn out as clean as you'd like for them to be. And one more, Ty says, it won't be a surprise to me if Harsin ends up the head coach at Colorado or Arizona State. I could see that.
Yeah. Colorado, I could see in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Because I think he's probably the best candidate Colorado is going to draw. If you really want to look at Colorado, nobody wants that job right now. That program is in absolute shambles, and nobody wants it. Arizona State, you can make an argument there that there's probably some good coaches you could get at Arizona State. I think Brian Harsin would be the biggest name Colorado could get right now.
Boy, that says volumes about where that program is. All right, college football playoff scenarios. Look, we kind of went through this last week. Some things have changed. Obviously, Tennessee no longer in the running. I'll run through these. JJ, you tell me what you would do. Let's say Georgia ends up undefeated. The winner of the Ohio State-Michigan game ends up undefeated, and TCU ends up undefeated. Who is your fourth team? Is it the loser of the Ohio State-Michigan? Is it a Pac-12 champion USC?
I think the committee will put USC in as a one-loss conference game.
Okay.
With a slight edge over Michigan, who didn't win that game.
Okay.
I think that's what the committee would do.
Is that what JJ would do?
No, probably, honestly. I don't know that there's, assuming that I think there's a difference between Ohio State and USC. Michigan hasn't won me over yet, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, everybody kind of looked bad Saturday.
Yeah.
So it's not on style points anymore.
But yeah, look, Georgia, Ohio State, TCU, USC, that's pretty good first round.
When we come back, I'll let you ponder this one. Georgia goes undefeated. The Michigan-Ohio State winner goes undefeated. TCU loses either to Iowa State or Kansas State in the Big 12 title game. And then so you got 12-1 TCU. You got Ohio State, Michigan, loser at 11-1. You got, say, Oregon beats USC in the Pac-12. Clemson out there with 12-1. And Alabama hanging around at 10-2.
Hanging around.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with one final segment of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our best rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Hey guys, this is Nate Paz with Airport Motors.
I'm Connor Branch with Fairway Auto Brokers in Opelika, Alabama.
And this is your first ever Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz.
That's right, Lake Martin. Airport Motors and Fairway Auto Brokers is teaming up for the very first Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz. Make sure to check out either website for the very best selection of pre-owned luxury trucks, SUVs, and sedans in East Alabama. Get pre-approved in minutes online and make sure to use the keyword Summer Blitz in the comments section for $500 off internet price. That's keyword Summer Blitz.
Need that boost to get you started in the morning or help get you through a long day at the office? Alex City Nutrition is your answer. Alex City Nutrition, located on 2nd Broad Street in downtown Alex City, offers meal replacement shakes, post-workout shakes, extreme rebuild products, and a vast array of loaded teas that offer focus, energy, and build up your immunity and overall health. Want to buy in bulk? We now offer your favorite flavors by the gallon. Come by Alex City Nutrition today or call 256-496-8284 to begin your journey to great health.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of the Auburn Blitz. Andy and JJ taking you up to 1 o'clock. Let's go back and catch one final phone call. Hey, Terry, you're on the Auburn Blitz.
Hey, guys, how y'all doing?
Pretty good. How about you?
Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you have a good year and your families.
Same to you, my brother.
Thank you. Something I haven't heard mentioned a lot is the weather. They're talking about some rain coming in. Doesn't this favor Auburn a little bit more because they're more of a running team, and Alabama kind of relies on Bryce Young and that arm?
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier. JJ said, you can look at it both two ways. The offense knows where they're going and the defense doesn't, so it might favor the better offense. But I'm like, if it does rain, if it becomes a driving rain, if it becomes that where it's really a problem, I think it does bring the teams closer together, which that would definitely favor Auburn.
And JJ, what's your opinion on the criticism Alabama's receivers have been this year? They don't have that Ruggs or Judy or any of those guys, but those guys are on dime. Those guys are just not. They're rare. Those guys are great, but it just seemed like they had such a tremendous run there. Now maybe the guys just haven't developed into that. I personally feel like the defensive line has lacked a little bit because of the loss of Bo Davis.
Yeah, there's a couple of things. I mean, on Alabama's receivers, they're fine. They're not bad receivers.
No, not at all.
They'd start just about anywhere, right? But when you hit one of those runs where you go, from Amari Cooper all the way through, Devontae Smith and, all of that, it's just sometimes, a guy is just good and he's not uber great. So
people forget there's not many Devontae Smiths or Julio Jones running around.
That's right. They don't, you can sign every great guy you want. Sometimes they're great, and sometimes they're just good. And I think they're fine. I think the problem Alabama has, it goes back a couple of years. They've missed on some offensive linemen, it appears, in the evaluation process. Looks like they've missed on some, and it looks like they've missed on some interior defensive linemen. I think that's kind of the two areas where, sometimes you just miss.
And then, quite honestly, JJ and Andy, I think. The guys constantly leaving early has took a toll on them a little bit over time.
Sure.
Not necessarily a bad thing. It's certainly not a bad thing. But it does take a toll on your program after a while because you lose that one extra year.
Yeah, and I mean you've got guys like the Brockermeyer twins that you're talking highly thought of guys, and they've been there 2 years now. They're about to finish their second year, haven't seen the field.
Right.
So. Usually, if you're not going to see the field in your third year, it's time to go somewhere else because you're not going to make it.
Now's the chance with the portal.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's easier than ever. You guys have a good holiday. Take care.
See you.
Thank you, Terry. Appreciate it. All right, I'll pose this to you. We got a couple of minutes left. Georgia goes undefeated. Ohio State, Michigan, winner goes undefeated. You got 2 spots left. Let's say TCU loses, like I said, either the regular season or the championship. So you got 12-1 TCU, you got 11-1 Ohio State, Michigan loser, you got 11-2 say Oregon beats USC, you got 12-1 Clemson, you got 10-2 Alabama. Who fills those 2 spots?
I think the committee would go. You ask me who fills the spots. I think the committee would go Clemson and the Ohio State, Michigan loser.
Think so?
Yeah.
I think that would probably be pretty reasonable. Nuclear scenario here, JJ. LSU beats Georgia.
Yeah.
You got Ohio State, Michigan winner. They are not going to lose to Iowa or Purdue or whoever they ended up playing.
Yeah.
So you got LSU at 10-2. They got to be in, right?
Yes.
You got Georgia 12-1. They got to be in, right?
Yes.
So you only got 1 spot left. Who does that leave?
I think it.
Depending on, I guess, the Pac-12 and all that TCU.
Well, you've got TCU down there as a conference champ at 12-1. Yeah, probably TCU.
Okay. Any possibility, let's say TCU loses to Kansas State, any chance for an Oregon to sneak in there?
I think so. I mean, a TCU loss in that scenario there, I can definitely see Oregon beating USC and sneaking in over the Ohio State Michigan winner or loser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So still a lot of possibilities out there, a lot of crazy things.
I heard Luke
happen.
last night with his scenarios. No offense, Luke, but there's no chance Alabama gets in. Zero.
Zero chance.
Zero chance.
Zero chance. You heard it here first. Okay. On this day, 1984, Doug Flutie drops back, fires a 48-yard pass to Gerard Phelan. Hail Mary.
Go to the end zone.
I remember the game.
Watching the game live, yeah, absolutely. I love Doug Flutie back in the day, man. I think he's one of my favorite players.
Boston College defeats Miami 47-45 on this day. Doug Flutie threw for 472 yards. And he won, he was a Heisman winner. He was people that they don't really remember Flutie. He was kind of a nightmare. Alabama played Boston College. Was that 82?
Something like that.
I mean, maybe it was 83. I forget. But he ran all around, everywhere. I think Boston College ended up winning the game.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
He was a great player.
He really was. 1895, the 4th Iron Bowl. Auburn wins that one in a runaway in Tuscaloosa. 48-0. Can you imagine a football game in 1895?
Something tells me there was a player named Hopalong on one of the teams.
There may have been.
Yeah.
I bet there was not a forward pass thrown.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
1996, The 61st Iron Bowl, Alabama wins 24-23.
That was the Dennis Riddle screen pass game.
Yeah, a little screen pass. Ricky Neal was right there. If he makes the tackle, I'm pretty sure time runs out.
That was also poetically Gene Stallings gets a ring in his last Iron Bowl.
It's true. And then 2002, Auburn goes to Cadillac Williams is hurt. Ronnie Brown is hurt. And Trey Smith comes out of nowhere and runs for 100 yards. Auburn wins the game 17-7. Bobby Petrino, the offensive coordinator for Auburn.
That's right. Hey, maybe he's available for me.
Hey, I think he probably
Where is he on the list?
Yeah, where is he? Nobody cares. That's going to wrap it up for us. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you out there. We're taking tomorrow off, but we'll be back with you on Friday. He's JJ. I'm Andy. So long for now. We'll talk again soon.